Hello students, once again welcome to English Literature Classroom. Today my topic is The Chinese Statue by Jeffrey Archer. Let me remind you the name of the book. It's Echoes, a collection of IHC short stories. Now before starting, let me recap a little. A Chinese statue was put up for sale at Sotheby's auction house. The narrator studied the catalogue to find the details of the piece of art. He decided to do some research to discover what had caused the little Chinese statue to find its way into the auction room after more than 100 years. The statue was brought to London by Sir Alexander Heathcote from China when he was posted there as a British ambassador. On one such journey, he came across a statue of Emperor Kang. It was in the possession of an aging craftsman. Sir Alexander was wonderstruck by the beauty of the statue and unwittingly wished for the piece to belong to him. The craftsman was obliged to give a gift to him as a gift, following the old Chinese custom which forbade one from saying no to an honored guest. Since the statue had no base, the craftsman selected an ornate base from his own collection and fixed the statue on it. Sir Alexander assessed the true worth of the statue, and it came out to almost 3 years' emolument for British civil servant. Now, Sir Alexander, accompanied by the Mandarin, to set out to meet the old craftsman. They travelled for over 2 hours and reached the village of Matian. From there, they continued their journey on foot. They only stopped when they had reached a newly completed small white house of the most perfect proportion. Sir Alexander now gave this white house as a gift to the artisan. Okay, now Sir Alexander said, "A small inadequate gift, and my feeble feelings attempt to repay you the kind." Craftsman fell to his knees and begged forgiveness, as he knew it was forbidden for an artisan to accept gifts from foreigner. Mandarin explained to the craftsman that the empress herself had sanctioned Sir Alexander's request. A smile of joy came over the face of the craftsman. The three travellers then spent over an hour admiring the little house before returning to Hali Chuan. The two men then parted, honor satisfied, and Sir Alexander wrote to his embassy that night, contented that he had paid his debt. After completing his term in China, Sir Alexander retired to his native place in Yorkshire. Sir Alexander wrote a long and detailed will. He bequeathed the Chinese statue to his first son, requesting him to do the same in order that the statue might always pass to the first son or daughter. He also made a provision that the statue was never to be disposed of unless the family's honor was at stake. Now look, this Alice Heathcote, okay? He was not at all a good boy, okay? When Alex left school only a short time before, he would have been expelled. He found he could never hold down a job for more than a few weeks, okay? He found that he could never do a job. Now, the worst thing came to in his life, okay? As each one of Alex's newly refined system took him progressively into great debts. Okay, now to clear off the debts, he decided to sell the statue. Okay, he discovered to his shock that the statue was fake. Okay, in the end, what did he discover? That the statue was fake, only a copy of the original. However, the base of the statue was a genuine. Okay, base of the statue was not fake. At the auction, the narrator bought the statue for 720 guineas. The base, however, was acquired by an American gentleman for 22,000 guineas. Okay, this is the end of this chapter. With this, I am concluding this video. In my next video, I am going to bring something new. Until then, goodbye.